Have you ever felt like the world was built to break you? Like every single step forward only leads to 1,000 steps back? We all reach a breaking point where the weight of failure becomes too heavy to carry, and the darkness starts to feel like home. Look across the landscape of your life. Do you see a path forward, or only the wreckage of your past attempts? Broken shields and shattered spears lie half buried in the mud, silent witnesses to a struggle that seems to have no end. In the year 1306, a king of Scotland stood exactly where you might be standing now, at the edge of complete surrender. Robert the Bruce was a man who had lost everything. His army was scattered, his crown was a heavy burden, and his spirit was fractured. He sought refuge in the only place the world had left for him, a cold, damp cave hidden deep within the rugged mountains. Sitting alone in the shadows, his scuffed royal armor felt like a cage. He watched the rain fall outside, feeling the cold seep into his bones. The memories of his defeats played like ghosts in the dark. 6 battles fought, and 6 times he had been forced to flee. Each failure was a scar on his pride. He wondered if he was chasing a dream that was never meant to be caught. But as he lay there, preparing to give up his quest forever, a tiny movement caught his eye high above on the cave ceiling. A small garden spider was attempting to swing from one beam to another, trying to secure the first line of its web. Robert watched with a strange fascination. He saw himself in that tiny creature struggling against forces much larger than itself. The spider swung with all its might, but it missed. It fell through the air, dangling by a single thread before slowly climbing back up. It tried again and failed again. A third time, a fourth, a fifth. Each time, the result was the same. 6 times the spider failed to bridge the gap. Robert counted them, feeling a bitter kinship with the insect's repeated disappointment. Then came the 7th attempt. The spider didn't hesitate. It gathered its strength and threw itself into the void once more. This time, its tiny legs gripped the edge. It held on. It had succeeded where 6 previous attempts had failed. Robert felt a jolt of electricity run through him. If this tiny creature refused to accept defeat, how could a king do any less? He realized that failure wasn't a signal to stop. It was merely a teacher preparing him for the final, successful strike. The rain outside began to clear, and a single beam of golden sunlight pierced through the cave entrance, illuminating the dust in the air. He reached for his sword, which had been lying forgotten in the dirt. As he gripped the hilt, the metal caught the morning light. The 7th time would be different, not because the odds had changed, but because his spirit had been reforged in that cave. He stepped out of the shadows and into the vast, bright highlands. The air was fresh, and the horizon was wide and full of possibility. He would gather his men once more. He would lead with the wisdom of the spider and the heart of a lion. Back inside the cave, the spider continued its work, weaving a masterpiece that started with a single, successful leap. So, when you face your own 6 defeats, remember the king and the spider. The 7th attempt is where legends are born. Thank you for joining us today. If this story inspired you, please subscribe and hit the bell for more timeless lessons from history.